Today we have Paul Robinson on our show. Paul, thank you for coming. Nice to meet you.
Thank you for the show.
Paul is the owner of Paul Robinson Management Services, and they've been around since, well, it seems from our conversation, every now and then something happens in the world that pushes you into a different direction.
For sure.
And the last one was 2022, which pushed you obviously with COVID and everything, and that pushed you into starting your own consultancy services. But there was other interesting points in 2001 with 9/11 and the financial crisis as well. Well, take us on the journey. What happened? Where did you start? How did you get into what you do? Well, Paul now specializes in helping companies comply with ISO standards. You could be a company that doesn't know anything about ISOs, or you could have that knowledge, you could even have some expertise in it, but you need someone who's really good at it to come and help you implement everything, make sure everything is, all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted.
Yeah.
No, should have said the other way around. I's are dotted and T's are crossed.
Exactly.
I didn't comply with the standard. This is why I need you, Paul. So your journey.
Yeah, so my journey started in 1988 in Milton Keynes. Started out as an apprentice, working for a company called Compound Sections, and that was in mechanical engineering, and did a tool making apprenticeship, and had some fantastic people helping me along the journey there, particularly the tool room foreman at the time, really invested in me, and looking back now, he was a fantastic mentor to me, and really appreciated that, and that enabled me to basically grow in the role, and that evolved into becoming a production engineer, moved around companies a little bit, and then went into project engineering, manufacturing engineering, and
what type of things were you manufacturing?
All sorts really, everything from car parts to white goods to right the way up to heavy vehicles, HGV, suspension systems. So some really interesting stuff. In Milton Keynes and in Northampton as well. So moved around a little bit, but predominantly in the Milton Keynes area. And really, you mentioned 9/11 and the impact of that. And at the time, looking back, I was working for an American company at the time up in Northampton, and I remember specifically around that time, I've been asked to help actually close one of the production facilities and move the whole facility out to Turkey. And what really hit me hard at the time was the fact that, at the end of that project, when I'm stood there looking at an empty shed basically, where I successfully completed this project, I was congratulated on doing a fantastic job, and really it broke my heart to see all this, the fantastic work.
You just realised I have just sent everything out, and all these people now need to look for another job.
And it absolutely destroyed me, so at that point I realised I had to find a way of applying my skills, but in a different context. So roughly around that time, thought about how I could do that, and thought what's a stable industry in the UK where people will always need a product or something like that, and thought, well, construction. People are always going to need places to live, so transferred my skills basically into the construction industry, and helped a company called Terrapin down in Bletchley to establish an off-site construction line for modules at the time, which were being sent out to a big project down in Colchester for the MOD, Colchester Garrison, and so all of the buildings down there, the squaddy accommodation down there is all modular construction, and so the production line around that was made in Milton Keynes, produced in Milton Keynes, and then all those modules went down to Colchester, and that worked very well until another crisis, another global event which hit us in 2008 with the big crash, the economic crash. And that hit obviously the construction industry hard. So ultimately in 2009, lost my job there. But there's certain things that happen in your career, and I think it's important to reflect on those and see those defining moments where somebody throws you an opportunity and they say, would you be interested in having a look at the quality management system, Paul? And I said, yeah, absolutely, And from there, it sparked an interest in quality management, in environmental management as well. I was able to implement the ISO 14001 standard at Terrapin at the time, and off the back of that we won a few awards and got some nice feedback.
So you're helping organisations with waste management, quality control?
Yeah, so at that time I was applying it in the company I worked at, as an employee. But really the fact that I was made redundant at that point gave me the idea to think, I could advise other companies on this, and
So now from manufacturing, you are now in consultancy.
Fell into consultancy, back in 2009. So at that point, I was working for a consultancy as an employee. Started out again implementing quality and environmental management systems for clients. That evolved as well. So. Many people will be aware that there's ISO standards for not only quality and environmental standards, but also health and safety, information security, energy management, asset management, sustainable event management,
cyber security, cloud systems, and I believe you helped quite a few, some of the large companies as well.
Yes, we worked with some of the large data centres, big venues, all sorts of businesses, really large and small, public and private as well, which is the beauty of ISO standards, because they can be applied in any environment really, any organisation, even in the charity sector as well. We did some work there, so and that really sparked my interest in standards, and really. It's become a passion really for me to help companies, firstly manage risk, but also drive continual improvement in their businesses, and also protect the environment as well. And that's all done through ISO standards.
Interesting. I think it seems to be one of those things. If you're a consultant, you also must help a charity as well on the side every now and then. Well, back when I was at Microsoft as a consultant, I also had to do some. Help some of the charity customers as well. It's almost like washing your sins away or something as a consultant.
But I think it's nice to give back as well. There's a social aspect to what we do, and it's important for me, particularly in setting up RMS, that we're involved in the local community.
And you did this for I think 15 years.
Yes, been doing this since 2009. So
and then comes next the COVID virus, a new pandemic, new crisis. And now you're at this point again where you decide to go in a different direction. So what was it this time?
So lockdown struck, and we were working remotely, and it really again gave me a chance to reflect on where I was in my career at that point. I was hitting certain milestones, my life turning 50, and having a little bit more sort of financial security at home, and feeling a bit more sort of comfortable with life. Realised that I'd kind of hit the ceiling in terms of where I was at my employer at the time, and thought actually, now it's time for a change. So moved into a cybersecurity consultancy, and really that gave me the headspace to realise about 6 months in, actually this working as an employee for just in a consultancy wasn't really for me. I wasn't getting what I wanted out of it.
It's now time you had your own business doing this.
Exactly, so that sparked really the need in me to really set up my own business and really have a go, because I realised at this point in my life, if I didn't do it now, I was probably going to miss the boat and regret it forevermore. So
and from what I heard, that experience of advising so many companies to do things procedurally over the years also helped you set up your business plan in 25 days.
It's massively helped, absolutely. So very much an advocate of sort of practice what you preach. two others. So sat down and very much sort of put pen to paper, drafted a business plan, and within a few days really, it enabled me to put together about a 25-page business plan which covered everything from marketing, sales, HR, the operational side of the business, the services I wanted to offer, the values that I wanted to embed in the business, and the mission statement as well.
Awesome. And you seem to be growing as per the plan as well. You've started hiring people as well, which is very
yes, yeah. So the plan. I mean, we've actually exceeded expectations. I mean, I talk about risk management quite a lot, and I'm very much sort of risk averse in my approach to life in general, really, and realised very quickly that the plan I'd written was a very risk averse plan, and we were basically exceeding every sort of expectation of the plan, and so that enabled me in May this year to recruit, and we've now got full-time staff and full-time employees in the business, and that's been fantastic, and again, something that I've never done before, a whole new experience, and the world of sort of employing people brings a whole new level of
challenges,
complication and responsibility.
Yes.
And
it's exciting as well, because now you have people you are mentoring, and you also get those feedbacks and things that you wouldn't have otherwise.
Absolutely.
It's a different position to be in life, and you know, as with all these things, it comes with its challenges, it also comes with its advantages.
Yeah. And I think, if I cast my mind back to where I started, it's also given me the principles of wanting to actually give back as well. So, this year we've been able to support a young lad who's just left Milton Keynes College. We've been able to provide him with a work experience opportunity. We've turned that into an internship, and hopefully we've given him a good start in life. The same good start that ultimately I had.
Yes, I believe you started as an apprentice all those years ago.
That's right. Yeah.
And now it's coming back to helping someone else start, as whether it's an internee or an apprentice, all those things.
Yeah.
So it does come back.
Absolutely, it comes around full circle. And I can now, I didn't necessarily at the time, but I can now appreciate the support and good start it gave me in life, in my career, and. So it's nice, it really gives me a great deal of satisfaction now to be able to offer that to somebody else, and give them the same opportunities that I have, even if it's just to get a foot on the ladder. It's it's really rewarding.
And where's the industry going now?
Lots of challenges in the world. Obviously, climate change is a massive issue for the world, for organisations as well. COP28 is going on as we speak.
Yes.
This week we've just had the launch of a new international standard for carbon neutrality. So companies that want to understand their carbon footprint, measure their carbon footprint, but also work towards being a carbon neutral organisation can now use international standards to do that. So that's certainly very relevant at this moment in time. I would say on the cyber security side of things, there's ever-present risks and challenges there in regards to some of the threats and actors that are out there. Ransomware is an ever-present issue, so information security for businesses is critical. Even more relevant in regards to the fact that a lot of organisations' information now is in the cloud, and cloud security is a big issue. And then, of course, there's the ever-present, quality management. Just basically doing business right, delivering your products and services in a way where, first of all, you understand your clients' requirements, but also, you're delivering and hopefully exceeding those expectations in terms of delivering your products and services. That's going to generate new business, and help businesses to be more successful. And very often you see, in the news, examples where businesses have failed just fundamentally to do the basics properly, and they don't exist anymore.
Yes. And all these standards help make sure that you've covered the basics, and in this competitive environment, makes sure that you are doing the right thing. because there's so many things you start wondering, well, where should I focus, what should I do?
Yeah.
And the standards are there to help align everything, so you know exactly what you need to be doing, and that's how, as a British company, we start delivering the value and you know, have our place in the market, where this is why everyone comes to us, because we're really good at complying with the standards and giving you exactly what you wanted.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, all of the standards are born out of this plan, do, check, act philosophy. So you go around in cycles of continual improvement, and if you do your planning right, you know, right at the outset, you know, set your plan out, establish your strategy, go forward and to implement that. Really importantly, check to see if you've achieved it or not, and then as appropriate, take action to correct any errors or make improvements. That cycle then will drive that continual improvement in any organisation, whether you're talking about quality, environmental, health and safety, information security, yeah, whatever subject area your discipline you're working in, really.
And what do you do in your spare time? Do you have enough spare time? Once you have a business, I think.
Yeah, so in my spare time, I've always been thinking about these days what happens next, yeah, what comes next in the business. But very much, I'm a home and family man, so most of my spare time is spent at home with the family. We enjoy going out, you know, coffee and visits out to nice places, but also, you know, I play badminton as well. Try and keep fit if I possibly can. Not so successful these days, but it's always a challenge. And yeah, just basically enjoy life.
And just a few, we have these few random questions we ask everyone. Is what's your favourite movie?
Favourite movie? Gosh. The one that springs to mind, Forrest Gump. Always love that movie, and it always gets me at the end.
And his acting is quite good, and over the years he's got really good at it as well. I just love. It's almost a guaranteed if he's in a movie, it's going to be
any Tom Hanks movie is going to be quality. Yeah. Always appreciate his work.
And your favourite music?
Favourite music? Well, if anybody who knows me will know that I've played for many years in pub bands. So favourite music is pub rock and roll, blues, and well, sort of the rock scene. So
awesome. And which instruments have you been playing?
Always been guitar. So since the age of 5, played guitar, and from the age of 17, I was playing in pub bands, and all the way through to probably about 4 or 5 years ago, when again the work took over, and but still enjoy picking up a guitar.
So a guitarist who complies with all the ISOs.
Absolutely.
Well, Paul, thank you for coming on the show. It's great to have you here.
My pleasure.